Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, this is the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk about movies, TV, geek stuff, news, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfucker. With nary signs, you know the question is not on here that I could have said yes to would have been a cock ring. I'm like, oh, I've done that. Jeff,
It was called Bibbidi Bobbidi Doorknob.
Stephanie.
The only reason he was invited was because he was dating my friend. It was like a pity invite. And he was like one of the first people to get there. What a loser.
And we have Missy
Yes, I'm here.
is also here.
Oh, Missy is also here. A girl has no last name.
Not anymore, am I right? Huh? And special correspondence with Steph Mayer Sr.
Yeah, I don't have to look cute for you.
And this is the What's Up Bro podcast.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Why we got to do a proper sound check?
Your butt. There you go. Mic check 1, 2. Your butt.
Now I got that song stuck in my head.
Can you say what we're doing?
Dreidel.
That's not what we're doing.
That's the song you got me stuck in my head.
All right, but what are we recording?
Oh my God, a podcast.
we're
The
gonna
world's greatest podcast.
we're gonna do that thing, the Not My Punisher episode.
The Not My Punisher?
Yeah, when you and Mercadal recorded for an hour and a half and you did no intro.
That's right. Anyways, welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast. I am Nary Signs. With me, as usual, is Missy.
Hello.
And then we have...
Her name is I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here. I'm
Tell me
eating.
stop that.
My wife, Vanessa's here. Anyways, so the Oscars just happened a couple days ago.
Yeah.
What's going on? First of all, a couple things happened since the last time we recorded.
Did you say your name?
I am Nary Signs. Yeah, I said that.
I don't remember.
So a
eating.
couple things happened since the last time we recorded. There was some kind of football game or something played.
Oh, God.
I don't remember what that was.
Yeah, it was sports versus sports.
Go team.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
No, I lost my plate.
so Super Bowl
Yeah,
was played here in Miami.
it was.
Was it?
It was between the 49ers of San Francisco
Right.
and some other team.
Can I tell you that for a week I was like,
Kansas City, Kansas. Sorry.
why was I for like for a week I was walking around going,
my headphones,
I don't understand why Liv is sponsoring the Super Bowl. That makes no sense.
Down, not up, down. There you go. Better. Thank you.
I thought Liv was sponsoring the Super Bowl, and then
Oh, honey bun.
and then like
So I'm picking up that numbers in any form are not your thing. Like
Math is hard.
To be fair, I've never seen Roman numbers that high before.
It's still
It could have been
I
Liv.
think it's Roman numerals.
What did I say?
Roman numbers, which I don't think you're wrong, but I've never heard it been called Roman numbers.
It's
always been Roman numerals. I think that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Well, sometimes weird is offensive, I've heard.
Is it?
Is it? No, really. I always think weird is a good thing. I always tell my daughter weird's a good thing. I'm like, that
Yeah.
means you're not boring.
Well, that
Oh,
means
I came across Jason Momoa's.
the cookie. Which, let's talk about that commercial for a second.
That was fucking nightmare fuel.
Hashtag-
I still haven't seen it.
I never want to see it ever again.
I still haven't seen the commercial.
Well, you
I already
shouldn't-
saw a meme of it, like it's still a picture meme
Nope.
of it, because I was at the motherfucking Super Bowl. Yeah, I went to the Super Bowl, which is a huge bucket list item that I checked off the list. Check it, bitches. To see my favorite team play. Check it, bitches.
The Kansas City.
J-Lo?
And did not win, but whatever. That's another.
That's why I wanted to go for the J-Lo concert.
Yeah, she's like, why can't you spend thousands of dollars for my ticket? I want to go to a J-Lo concert. And I'm like, that's why. Because you just called the Super Bowl a fucking J-Lo concert. So that's why.
Is that worse, or is it worse calling it sports versus sports?
No, it's worse calling it. She's like, I want you to spend thousands of dollars more so that I can go to the J-Lo concert. And I'm like, I'm not.
Well,
no,
yeah.
no,
That seems...
No.
I feel like I don't want to take a side here, but let's just say that I am on somebody's side, but I don't want to say whose.
So, went to the Super Bowl. I haven't seen the commercials.
You have seen zero commercials.
I haven't seen any Super Bowl commercials. No, they played a couple on the big screen, but like during the game. But you're really into another thing.
So
I think the only commercials they play in the stadium, if I'm not mistaken, are like commercials for the NFL or commercial. You know what I mean, like something like that. So they're not really like Super Bowl.
So where were you? Like what yard line were you? I know you were up.
I was.
He
I
was
was
holding up the ceiling.
I was holding up the sky, but I was somewhere around the 40 or 35 yard line, somewhere in that area. There were great seats. Like I know everybody says this, and it's everybody, especially people who have nosebleed section seats, say this. Like there really isn't a bad seat in the house. There really isn't a bad seat. Like I was up as high as you can go. Not really, because I was still like in row 12, but. It was fantastic view. Like the view was great. Like I could see everything happening. Even my blind ass, and I'm super blind. So, but it was a lot of fun. I still haven't seen any other commercials, and I just saw a still of that.
So what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a great game. I said this.
It was a good game.
I said this.
I'm not being an asshole.
I said this at the half. Look, I'm a 49er fan, and we lost, so I get it. The
Is this a commemorative
that's
booklet?
the program.
Here are the teams. Look.
So
You're not
in my
wrong,
mind, I would like. I know that it's especially when your team loses. I know it's easier to be like, oh, at least it was a good game. But I said this going into the game. Last year's Super Bowl sucked. Like the Rams only scored 3 points. It was really fucking bad. There wasn't a touchdown scored until the fourth quarter by the Patriots. It was really bad. And I was saying this last year during the Super Bowl. I'm like, this game fucking blows. This game sucks.
It was the Rams and who last year?
Patriots.
I don't even remember watching it.
So it was really bad last year. I was on a cruise ship and I was like, this is really fucking bad. This is really awful. And before I went to this game, I just said, honestly, I want a really good game. Obviously, I would have loved the Niners to win, but even before the game started, I just wanted to be a good game. I wanted to be competitive. I wanted to be
right.
Or
entertaining.
Or a complete blowout for the 49ers. Like that's like one of the two things that I wanted.
But I asked somebody that I was watching the game with, and I was like, objectively, like who has a better chance? And they told me that there was an equal shot. It was a toss up because
it was tied for the lowest. You know how Vegas comes up with these like, oh, this team is going to win by this many points. It was the lowest odds. It was tied for the lowest odds in 30 years.
Yeah,
like it was literally that the Kansas City Chiefs were scheduled to win by literally 1.5 points. Like that's how close it was.
The over under,
because it was really good. Like because the Niners defense is as good as the Kansas City offense. Well, obviously not as good because they won. But my point is, it was really evenly matched. But yeah, it was a good game. I was at the halftime. Before even the halftime show, I turned to my friend because we were all joking about like, bro, if we spend this kind of money on a game and it sucks, or we get, like it's gonna
right.
And at halftime, it was 10-10, and I turned to my friend and I said, dude, it's been totally worth this has been worth the money. And he says every single penny. My friend was like, every single penny, well worth it. That's before the concert. Then the concert happened, and the concert was fucking awesome. And I was like, oh, totally, like it's totally fucking worth the halftime show. And it was totally,
called it a concert.
But that's because it was funny. So I thought it was well worth it. And then after the third quarter, when we were up, I was like, this is the best. Of course, it's worth the money.
And then the fourth quarter happened.
And then the first half of the fourth quarter, and I was like, we're gonna win this shit. And then 7 minutes into the fourth quarter, they were like, oh, we got to score? Cool. We got it. And I'm like, boy. So one of my favorite memories of the game is leaving the game, and most of the people that were leaving the game right after the game were Niner fans. Because of course, if your team wins, you want to stay there and watch them present the trophy and all that shit there. And I'm not gonna watch that. I'm like, well, it's fucking late, and I have to drive to Port Canaveral the following day, like in a few hours. I'm like, I'm leaving. So we were leaving the stadium, and this lady, I hear her. She's right next to me. She's talking to a man. He looks a little older than her, so it could have been her dad, but it very well could have been like her husband, just older than her. Because she wasn't super young either. And then my favorite quote is, you know, we don't have to talk about the game. You could, she says, we don't have to talk about, no, she says, you know, you could talk to me. You don't have to talk about the game. You could talk about something else. And I thought that was the fucking funniest thing in the world. Because clearly, and I looked at him and I was waiting for him to be like dressed up in any kind of 49er gear. None. He had none. He was just in jeans and a shirt and whatever, just a regular dress shirt. But I thought that was the fucking funniest thing. She was like, you know, you don't have to. She said, we could talk about something else. You don't have to stay quiet. That was a quote. And I just thought it was so fucking funny.
That sounds like a first, something you would say on a first date. I'm sorry your team lost, but we could still talk.
Yeah, we could still talk. It's like, don't fucking talk to me. And I was like, that's hilarious.
I was really happy for you. I was bummed for you when it started looking weird. But up until then,
I wasn't even, like, I know it sounds weird. Like, my friend, like, I have friends who are 49er fans, and one of them went with me. And they're like, I'm not watching ESPN. They haven't watched ESPN, and it's been 2 weeks, or it's been a week and a half.
But they're Niners fans?
They're Niners fans. And because they just don't want to be reminded of the loss. And now, I don't know what it is. Like, that's how way I felt last time the Niners won the Super Bowl, was like 6-7 years ago. I didn't want to hear the world. I was like, I don't give a fuck about anything. Just shut off. Like, I don't want to hear anything about sports. I don't want to turn on ESPN. I don't want to do anything because I don't want the chance of being reminded that we lost.
Right.
And this time around, maybe because I was there and I had a fucking great time. It was everything. It was fun. It was super emotional. Like, I texted Vanessa, like, I took a picture of me when the first time I saw the field, and my eyes got watery. Like, I saw the field for the first time, and I'm like I was having a fucking moment. I was like, this is amazing. And so
I get it too.
maybe
I just
because
want to call him a baby.
maybe because of all that, I don't, like, we lost. I'm like, oh yeah, it sucks. I don't hate the fucking Chiefs. The Chiefs fans were the most gracious, nicest fucking people, because people from Kansas are super nice.
Well, also, they're outnumbered by brown people in Miami, so they're gonna be nice. It's just a good strategy.
But they weren't outnumbered in the stadium. In the stadium, it was
mostly Chiefs.
It's in our section. It was all like, honest to God, in our section, out of like probably, as far as the eye can see, in our section, looking around left to right and back.
But
out of like maybe the 400 eyes that you're looking at, the 400 bodies that you're looking at, maybe 10 of us were fucking Niner fans.
So maybe that section was.
Oh, it was behind the Kansas City Chiefs.
I know.
Sideline.
I was gonna say that maybe it's you were in the "we're just happy to be here" section, and that's where you got your tickets.
But they were all Chiefs fans. They were all super nice. They were very, like, the older couple in front of us. They were super Kansas City Chiefs fans. They were like, yeah, this old man was like, he was up at every play. The only thing, it was like, my friend who was sitting next to me, he was like, bro, this fucking old man stands up every single fucking play, which causes him to stand up, because if he doesn't stand up, then he can't see the play. So that was his only fucking gripe. But I was like, because it wasn't bothering me, I was like, I'm fine. This lady's sitting down. She's good. We're good to go. It was super fun. Like, it was a lot of fun. I congratulated them when the game was over. Congratulations, guys. Have a good one. We shook hands. Hey, man, have a good one. I'm happy for, like, I really was happy for them. That the Chiefs hadn't won a Super Bowl in 50 fucking years, and I'm like, this is dope. I'm like, this is good.
And wasn't it the
so
first
I didn't
Super
even
Bowl?
have that anger. I didn't even have the fuck you. I was like, good game, guys.
But I bet you did when you're stuck in traffic trying to get out there.
Well, here's the thing: we didn't park in the stadium.
Huh?
So we parked at his friend's house, and his friend lives like maybe a mile and a half away.
And you took an Uber there?
No, his friend dropped us off, quote unquote, close to the stadium. His fucking friend. This guy's such a dick. He dropped us off. He's like, yeah, you know, because we were at a red light. He goes, yeah, there's going to be traffic from here on out. Dude, the game didn't start until like 6:30 or something, and we got there like at 2:30. There was no fucking traffic. It was just a red light. It was just a regular red light. We walked for a fucking mile. I didn't know how far away we were from the stadium. We walked like a fucking mile to the game. So when we left, dude, we couldn't get a ride. Lyft, Uber, like none of that shit. It was fucking gridlock. So our plan was, let's just walk until there's no more traffic and then call an Uber. And it was, bro, we couldn't get reception. We couldn't get signal. It was fucking madhouse. We walked for like 30 or 40 fucking minutes. And then I was just, the whole time, just trying to either call Lyft or Uber, Lyft or Uber, and out of the fucking miracle, we got into a couple cabs. The cabs wouldn't turn on the meters because the cabs were upcharging, but they can't do that with the meter. So the cabs were like, where are you going? And we would tell them the address. And it's like, literally, and they're like, oh, that's too close. Like, they're not going to make any money. And I'm like, well, Uber says it's $20. I'll give you 50 and whatever. And the guy was like, no, like the cheapest I could get is 60, but he wanted cash. I'm like, I don't have cash. I'm like, nobody has cash. I'm like, you have Cash App, PayPal, fucking I'll do it. And he's like, no. Like, he kicked us out of of his fucking cab. So then, by the miracle of God, we get an Uber ride, and we're looking at this guy about to, like, the street that we were on was fucking just gridlock, and we're seeing this guy come from the back roads, and we meet him in the back roads, and we're like, don't go there, don't go in that section. And he was very nice, and we left, and like, I couldn't, like, to this day, like yesterday I texted my friend, I'm like, I still can't believe we got out of that fucking traffic.
How much was your Uber?
$20.
Oh.
Yeah, I tipped them an extra $25.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I told him when
nice.
we got into the car, I was so fit, my legs were so, my knee was swollen. I walked 20,000 steps that day. And I was like 80 steps short of 20,000. And and I was telling him, I'm like, you're gonna get the biggest tip you've got, and then he, you know, speaks Spanish, and then so he was telling us a story that he just picked somebody up and they gave him $100 tip. And I was like, well, maybe not the biggest tip.
The second biggest tip.
Well, you're gonna get a good tip. It's gonna be good regardless. But I had a great time. I wouldn't change anything about it.
So, how were you able to enjoy the halftime show, like with your eyeballs or with the TV, like the giant jumbotron or whatever?
No, I can see it. I mean, you know, Shakira and J-Lo are very small humans.
I would imagine from your seats they would be the size of a mustard seed.
But they're all small humans, you know, even up close. They're like fucking Shakira especially is like fucking 4 feet nothing, you know. So I could see them and I could see the dancing, whatever. But like I recorded it. I was live on Instagram, but I was like mostly showing the going back and forth between the field and the TV.
But did you see the halftime show like on a regular TV since then?
No.
You should.
Oh, it's awesome.
I mean, I was there live, so I don't know.
Okay, well,
and you just told me that you
times.
didn't see it.
But I did see it. I was watching the screen. I told you I was going back and forth between the field and the screen.
I've watched it 3 times.
I can't possibly
I'm offended.
Love Shakira or J-Lo anymore, and then they fucking do this halftime show and it's like, all right, I'm obsessed, fine.
I learned that the 2 men in the halftime show were 2 different people. Because I assumed they were both Bad Bunny. I thought they were both Bad Bunny. They looked the same.
There was 2 men in the show?
Yeah.
I know Bad Bunny was there.
Bad Bunny came out with Shakira, and then J Balvin came out with...
I don't know who the fuck that is.
He sings Mi Gente. Yes, you do know who he is.
Was that in your top 4 of last year?
Thank you for listening. I'm leaving now because I fucking hate him.
You're stupid and I hate you.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know the music. I don't know who he is.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy that came out with J-Lo.
I thought he was Bad Bunny.
I thought he was Bad Bunny too.
Did they dress the same? Why did they dress the same?
No, they didn't. They were completely different people.
But did they
I know that
dress
now.
alike?
No,
Bad Bunny changed.
All
Bad
white?
Bunny wasn't the silver like 1990s.
I thought it was all white.
Well, you're far away.
And then
That's what happened.
the
in
other
the
guy?
J Balvin, I think, was wearing like an orange jacket or gold, something like that. Yeah.
I don't know.
But I just thought he changed, just like how the girls were changing. I thought
No,
he just.
they don't
changed.
even sound the same. Bad Bunny just moans.
Listen, I
He
was.
just, and the other one actually like raps. I guess is the
I know,
word
but I
for
was
it.
like watching. They're really bad lip syncers, all of them. Not
Ooh.
J-Lo. J-Lo did great. No, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and Shakira did not do a good job lip syncing.
But Shakira was singing live, no?
No, not the whole time. I think she was singing live.
They were singing live with the backup of the track.
I think she was singing live when
How
she
would you
was
know?
when she was crowd surfing, and when she did the.
No, I think that it
That
was.
was live.
I think that they have the track in the background for those times that they're out of breath, that so people can still hear what's going on, hear the song. But I think it's one of those things where I think that's what everybody does in live concerts, where they have the track playing on in the background. And I say everybody, I'm painting with a broad brush, obviously, but they have that.
My
The
mom's
song
at
play-
a Celine Dion concert right now.
Your mom's at a Celine Dion concert?
My
Jealous.
dad bought her tickets.
Oh, that was her birthday present?
Maybe.
Probably not.
I don't know if it was her birthday or Valentine's.
That's none of your business,
None of
remember?
my business.
Well, anyway, people were mad at the.
I was offended.
Why
whole
were you
time.
offended?
I was offended.
By what?
By the
Neri?
fact that
I have that song stuck in my
J-Lo's
head now.
50 years old. And
That is offensive. That hurts my
I'm
feelings.
38 and I look like me.
Oh yeah. Well, that is correct to be upset. I was watching it, and all I kept saying over and over again was like, "I'm never eating again. I'm never gonna eat again."
I was watching with Sophie, and when J-Lo came out, Sophie was like, "Wow, She's pretty. And I was
Yes.
like, yes, honey, understatement of the year.
Yes.
That's J-Lo. She's beautiful.
But people were mad. Even strippers were mad at J-Lo, or are mad at J-Lo, apparently.
Strippers got mad at J-Lo?
Strippers are mad at J-Lo. It's a weird world. Because they feel like, from what I read, is that they feel that she is glamorizing a very tough profession.
Oh, so she's giving you guys credit? She's... Oh no!
I don't know.
I don't.
Christians were mad because
they're mad at everything.
Because it's not, because obviously the way that a woman moves is the reason why all of the bad things happen all the times. So I think it's stupid. I feel like if you don't have a problem with cheerleading uniforms, then you shouldn't have a problem with the freaking... We got so many good memes and tweets from this thing, though. Like, you know the part where J-Lo, like, climbs the pole? By the way, I don't know if I said this, but I loved the show. I love both of them. But J-Lo, when she climbed the pole and she did that thing where she was spinning with her... So there's somebody on Twitter that goes, what your pizza rolls look like when you're standing on the other side of your microwave. There were so many. And then, of course, you know, when Shakira did the thing, right, which is... I knew what she was doing because I hate to be that person, but
you're totally gonna be that person.
But I'm gonna be that person, and I own all of her concerts on digital. This is something that she does in her performances because it's if I'm not mistaken, it's like something from her Lebanese background. There's a word for it, but it's what the culturally they do when to express.
I think I'm mispronouncing it, but it's called Zagurata or something like that.
She's probably the closer. I know it starts with and it's supposed to be like a celebratory, like how you would say "yay" or "scream hooray" or something like that in that context. But because Twitter is Twitter, God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Because Twitter is Twitter, within 30 seconds, there was just a myriad of, like, you know, so many good tweets. And
I did, because I hate to be that guy, but because I didn't know what the hell that she had Lebanese background, when she did it live at the game, I did go, what the fuck was that?
Which is...
I did go, what the fuck was that? I was literally... But I wasn't mad. I wasn't upset. I was just like confused. I was like... In all fairness, it's a fair reaction. If you don't know what she's doing and you're not a hardcore Shakira fan, that does seem odd. Yeah, I was just like, what? I literally just go, what the fuck was that? And then, okay. And then that's it. That was all my... that was the extent of my... I wasn't angry. I wasn't offended. I was confused. I'll give you that one. But the confusion lasted all of 0.5 seconds. However long it takes me to go, what the fuck was that?
Right.
That's where my confusion. That's half-time? How long my.
Halftime.
That's how my confusion. That's how long my confusion lasted.
But honestly, the halftime show has broken all kinds of records. The NFL uploaded it obviously that night, and by the next morning, it was the most watched halftime show that they had uploaded on YouTube. So,
in all fairness, I will say this:
what
when people give those kind of stats. Not taking anything away from J-Lo or Shakira,
but
anything they upload now. Send that to me. That'd be good TPT. Anything they upload now will get more hits than anything they uploaded even last year, because the world is becoming increasingly more and more digital.
So to take anything away from them, but I'm going to take something away from them.
Because it's not because I don't think it's about them necessarily. Again, I was there. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was a fantastic show.
Tell me about it.
I don't think we've heard enough about the fact that
I honestly don't know. I can't tell you who was there last year, so maybe that's a
fucking Maroon Stupid 5 and his stupid fucking tatted skinny boy idiot body.
I was offended at his body.
I was offended.
He had a 6-pack, and I was like,
I was offended he was fucking there. What a fucking snoozer vanilla ice cream halftime show that was.
I didn't see the show. I didn't see the halftime show because when you're on a cruise ship, they pay for the game, but they don't. I don't think the halftime show. I believe the halftime show is not shown, and the commercials are not shown. So even if you're watching the game live, if you're on a cruise ship, you'll watch the game, and then when they cut to commercials, you'll watch the same ESPN Caribbean commercials that you've been watching for the last week. no matter what. So
I would be mad at them, but sometimes you call me and you show me the rugby game, and everything's okay in the world.
So, anyways, so yeah, it's a great.
I'm really, really happy that you were able to.
It was great.
Check that off your bucket list.
I'm very much looking forward to next year. Too. I'm very much looking forward to next year because next year's Super Bowl is in Tampa, and it lands on Jeff's birthday. So if the Niners go again, which is again a big if because last year we won 4 games, and this year it was a huge surprise that they were there. It's very difficult in the NFL unless your name is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. It's very difficult to show up to multiple Super Bowls within no other team has done it except for the Patriots. To show up there
but it lands on Jeff's birthday and
it lands on Jeff's birthday. So if the Niners do make it again, I plan on going again, and the way I go because we're planning on moving this year, I'm gonna try to work out my schedule next year. I already wrote it down that I'm gonna try to get work out of a cruise ship that's leaving or arriving into Tampa the week before, or like a couple of days before, and then leaving out of Tampa or leaving out of Port Canaveral the next day, so I could just drive from Tampa to Port Canaveral. So that would be my window of like, hey, I'm here.
But why is it important that it lands on Jeff's birthday? Did he say he wants to go?
Oh no, I don't care about him. No, it doesn't matter. I just meant that I could go hang out with him on the Friday or Saturday, and then go to the Super Bowl on Sunday, and then go back to work on Monday on another ship.
But Jeff lives here, not in Tampa.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Well, if I have a house by then, you can crash my place.
So a hotel it is, I guess. A hotel it is.
Wow. Wow. Anyway. God.
Good times.
Look, I'm here.
So, hey,
and then the Oscars happened.
Okay.
Is that what you were talking about?
No. I was going to ask you if you've seen any movies lately.
No, so...
Yes, you did. You saw a movie today.
So the Oscars happened.
No, I haven't seen a movie No.
He saw a movie today.
The Oscars happened 2 days ago. And to my happy joy, my number one movie won an Oscar for Best Actor. And Best something else, I think, but I forget what the other thing was.
So do you want to tell a story about Jojo Rabbit?
I got a text message, right? Because they weren't showing it on. They weren't showing the Oscars on the cruise ship because, again, they have to pay extra for that. The ships, and the reason why they're willing to pay extra for the Super Bowl is because they have a sports bar and people show up to the sports bar and buy alcohol and food.
Makes sense.
And they make their money back. But there's not a bunch of theater geeks that are about to go spend money on beer and food for the Oscars. So
they don't know that.
I'm sure they tried it. They're like, we lost money this week. So I wasn't able to watch it. I was just refreshing Twitter and Google and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I get a text message as I'm on Twitter, I get a text message from Missy that says, hey, Joker won for best adapted screenplay.
And then he says,
but she sends me that text message as I'm on Twitter, and the official Oscars Twitter feed says it's official, and then they post a picture and it says Jojo Rabbit won for best adapted screenplay, and I was like, what now?
Wait. And so I go, oh, maybe I'm confused. I sent her the screenshot. And she sends me and I was like, maybe I'm confused, and I was like, maybe I just misunderstood, and then I was like, wait. You know what? It does make sense that Jojo Rabbit won because Scarlett Johansson was really excited when he walked by her.
Yeah.
And then what the hell is Jojo Rabbit?
It's the movie that's directed and stars Taika Waititi, or whatever his name is, the guy who directed Thor 3. He directed and wrote Jojo Rabbit, which it takes place in it's about a kid who's in he's not a Nazi, but he's in that program for the kids to become a Nazi, like the Nazi youth program. And he doesn't want to be a Nazi. He doesn't want to kill people or whatever. And his imaginary friend is Adolf Hitler. So that's the whole thing, and his imaginary friend is played by the director and the writers.
The YNCA.
And Scarlett Johansson plays his mom.
The kid's mom. So
that's why she was so excited when Jojo Rabbit won. I fucked it up big time, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't be in charge of updates anymore.
Yeah,
was it raining too?
But I did really enjoy the Oscars. I think it's the first time in a while that I watched it live. Super excited for Brad Pitt. I'm so happy he won. And Parasite won, which
Brad Pitt, I'm happy he won, but he did not deserve that Oscar. But I'm happy he won, and we talked about this the other day when it happened. It's one of those things where he's earned it for other things and just didn't get it. So when he got it this time, I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's like, it really is like Denzel Washington winning it for Training Day. I'm like, he should have won it 3 times ago.
Who would you have given it to?
Joe Pesci, like without a doubt. Like that performance. You never saw The Irishman, so it doesn't make a difference to me where you're rolling your eyes. Joe Pesci's
I don't really roll my eyes to make sure to make a difference in your life. I'm just doing it because it's my reaction.
Joe Pesci's performance was stellar. Like it was
stellar.
Yeah. If not Joe Pesci, then Al Pacino's in The Irishman. I don't think The Irishman is a great movie. Let me clarify that. I do not think it's a great movie. Definitely nowhere near Scorsese's top 10. With that said, those specific performances were fucking bananas amazing.
So, that's fine that you feel that way, but also Eminem showed up.
Why did he show up that song?
Because I will tell you why. I'm glad you asked. 18 years ago, because the tradition with Oscars, if you're nominated for the best original song, you perform it.
Right.
When he was nominated and won that year, 18 years ago, he didn't show up and he didn't perform. So I don't know how that, like 8 Mile is like 18 years old. It's not like a 20th anniversary, which it would make more of a roundabout sense. But nonetheless, there was like a compilation that they were getting into, and all of a sudden it like stayed a little bit on 8 Mile, and then it cuts to the stage, and the stage is rising, and fucking Eminem is on stage and he's rapping. And the crowd reaction, though, was like amazing. Billie Eilish was very confused. Martin Scorsese went to sleep.
That's what I was about to say. Martin Scorsese looked like
annoyed as fuck.
And people were like fucking bobbing their heads.
Yeah, because he's bougie. He doesn't like that shit.
It's not that he's bougie. He's a fucking 80-year-old white man.
He's bougie.
It's not about being bougie.
Yes,
I don't think it's about being bougie. I think he's an 80-year-old white man, and he's like, if they would have been playing the Stones, he would have been like, yeah, this is great. But it's fucking hip hop, and it's real hip hop. So it's not. It's not even like commercialized. It's like real hip hop,
right? But if you just told me that if it would have been the Stones, he would have been fine because it's rock.
No, 1, it's rock, and 2, it's the Stones are 1,000 years old.
No,
the Stones were cool when Martin was fucking running around the street, and they called him Marty in the street as a little boy.
I'm annoyed with him.
I don't, whatever. That's fine. But he was going to sleep because he's an 80-year-old white man listening to hip hop. It would have been weird as fuck if he would have been like, oh shit.
It would have been super awesome if he played along at least.
No, he's not that guy.
He should.
Why?
Because just be a fucking sport. Why do you have to be a sour fucking puss?
He didn't know the camera was on him the whole time. Like,
oh my god! If you're in the fucking first 10 rows of the Oscars, you're on the fucking screen.
Yeah, he should have been aware of the fact that he could.
Maybe he was aware of the fact that maybe he just doesn't care because he's an 80-year-old guy.
Okay, I respect the fact that he doesn't care. I'm saying I'm giving him shit for not fucking being a sport, and that's because that just goes with his whole fucking brand. He's just bougie as fuck.
I don't think that's bougie.
It is bougie.
Do you know what the definition of bougie is? We know Stephanie. How do you not know what the definition of bougie is?
Because bougie is when you're not a fucking a good sport about it. Just fucking be a sport. Idina Menzel was bobbing her head. What the fuck does Idina Menzel know about hip-hop?
30 years old.
She's not. She's in her 40s, and she's Broadway.
If she's 40 years old, 18 years ago when that song came out, she was 22 years old. Look, I could do math.
Siri, how old is Idina Menzel?
Idina Menzel is 48 years old.
48. She's 2 years shy of halftime J-Lo. So 18 years ago, she was 30.
Uh-huh.
So?
You still know that song when you're 30. You don't know that song when you're 50? Ask Siri how old Martin Scorsese is.
Siri, how old is Jurassic Park?
so dumb.
No answer.
That was 1990.
Siri, how old is Martin Scorsese?
Martin Scorsese is 77 years old.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And bougie as fuck. She says it right there. Bougie as fuck. Fuck that guy.
Hey, Siri, what's the definition of bougie? You take your time.
As a noun, it means a thin, flexible surgical instrument for exploring or dilating a passage of the body.
Nope.
No, that.
Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Yes. Yes.
This is an informal and derogatory term. As an adjective, it means exhibiting qualities attributed to the middle class, especially pretentiousness or conventionality.
Is that not Martin Scorsese in a fucking
Well, he's not
definition?
middle class.
I don't think. Do you know what middle class is?
Outside of middle class, everything else.
Oh, okay.
I made it to the Geek Bro Disney trip.
Awesome. That was 2 years ago. That's why she's quiet. She's looking for a fucking picture.
I'm searching. I'm doing some research.
Yeah, outside of middle class, that's Martin Scorsese defined. So I think checkmate a little bit.
I don't think
halftime checkmate. Halfmate.
I just think he's an old man. I think you're classifying him as bougie when he's just an old man.
I just fucking heard the definition, and everything outside of middle class,
So-
pretentious, check.
And then what else was there?
I forgot already.
Exactly.
But that's because I have memory problems.
You don't even remember. You just heard pretentious and go, that's it. That's the word I'm looking for. It fits my narrative. That's what I'm going with.
No, that's not what I'm going with.
Okay. But you don't know because you
Exhibiting qualities attributed to the middle class? No. Especially pretentiousness or conventionality. Check and check.
But you can't. It can't be pretentious. It's or one or the other, not and.
It could be both.
It says or.
It could be both.
Hey Siri, what does or mean?
She's looking for it.
Stop! I don't really mean that. You dummy.
word?
It's fucking. It's a joke. You dummy.
She doesn't get it. She's listening for Instagram ads. Anyway, the point is that I feel that I'm right.
Okay.
And
he's just an old man that doesn't like hip hop. It's an old white man. I don't understand why is that.
I can't call him a boomer because he's 1,000 years old, but it's the same kind of shit that a boomer would fucking react.
What is he? What generation is he?
Old.
I think he is a boomer.
No, he can't be a boomer.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah,
I think so.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri, what's a boomer?
Hey Siri, what's a boomer?
Boomers is the name given to settlers in the southern United States who attempted to enter the
That's not that it.
What does boomer mean?
No, I think you gotta.
This is an informal term short for baby boomer. Do you want to hear the next one?
Yeah. Yes.
Something large or notable of its kind.
No.
Want
Hey.
to hear one more?
No. Hey Siri, what's a baby boomer?
Baby boomers are the demographic cohort following the silent generation, and preceding Generation X, the baby boom generation, is most often defined as those individuals born between 1946 and 1964.
Yep. 1943 and 19. Yeah. So
he was born in 42.
So there you go. So he's a year off. Just like I'm a millennial. Because I was born a year before the whole millennial thing.
I don't subscribe to the fact that I'm a millennial.
Oh.
I do.
I would like to be excluded from that narrative because fuck that.
So
there an
he's a boomer.
Yeah, there's like a 3 or 4 year gap where you're allowed to claim Gen X, and we fall in that.
I missed that.
I'm not really Gen X either. I don't really like being Gen X either.
He's
I'm kind of
Exennial.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're defending Martin Scorsese, so maybe you are a boomer.
I'm okay with that too. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying he's not bougie. I just think there's a difference. I thought it was hilarious. I literally froze the performance, rewound it 10 seconds, and showed Vanessa. I'm like, look at Martin Scorsese's fucking reaction. It's hilarious. I thought it was
It's very appropriate for his brand.
Yes.
Okay, because he's bougie.
Because he's 80-year-old white man. That's his brand. 80-year-old white man.
Bougie.
Okay. I don't.
In my day, men wore ties to the bathroom or whatever the fuck.
That's not the same as bougie.
It's bougie.
All right, whatever.
We need a tiebreaker, but Vanessa
I don't know
doesn't
why.
give a
I
fuck.
still don't get why Eminem was there.
Project.
Because
Google why.
There's articles explaining why
because he missed 18 years ago.
Yes,
but it doesn't make sense why he's there now. That's not even the 20th anniversary.
If it was the 20th anniversary, it would make sense.
Or 25th anniversary.
I agree. You asked me
or
why
15.
Maybe.
3 years ago would have been good.
You asked me why. That's why. I'm not saying it was a good... He should have waited 2 years at this point. What the fuck?
Right.
But he decided to pull the trigger.
There wasn't even a movie that had the song in there.
Right. He wasn't even... He doesn't have... Does he have any songs in a movie right now?
You guys sound like Martin Scorsese right now.
You know what?
Why was he here?
You know what? I am okay with that.
I'm fine. Like, I don't...
It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Like, the performers at the Oscars...
That was a fun little Red Bull. They had been there for 2 hours already. They needed to pick me up.
But aren't the performers at the Oscars people that are nominated that year? So why was he performing? Like, that's why it doesn't make sense to me. It's not the MTV Movie Awards, Missy.
Because he was nominated 18 years ago.
18 years ago.
I was going to... Man, can you stop cutting me off, bro? No, it's just nothing I was going to say. God.
I was like, who the fuck is clapping?
Anyway, he was there because the year he was nominated and won... He couldn't make it, so they let him do it again. I don't know why he was there. It doesn't make sense. He should have waited 2 years or done it 3 years ago.
Maybe if one of his songs was in a soundtrack of one of the movies that were nominated.
Right, that would make sense.
Or maybe the Oscars fucking did it so we could talk about it for 6 weeks.
Maybe.
Like the time they fucked up with the envelope and the best movie of that year.
I don't think that was I don't think that was fake, but
that was 100% fake.
Absolutely not.
Honey, do you believe strippers like you too? Because Hollywood is full of filthy fucking liars.
Dude, she told me her real name, so
obviously she's
just
in love with
not
him.
for nothing.
They don't. What's her name? Ecstasy?
No, it's Carmen. But she doesn't tell anybody, so don't tell her I told you.
What's her stage name? Caramel?
Cinnamon. So
good times. I'm happy.
Yeah, I don't think that wasn't
100% it was fake.
No, because that guy's not even a good actor. The guy who fucked up the woman who fucked up. What was her name? The one who called out
they gave the wrong envelope.
No, they did not. No, they did not. They gave the right. They gave. She read the wrong fucking name, and when the winner went up, that winner, when they thought was the winner.
I think you're confusing Steve Harvey with the Oscars. It was Steve Harvey.
No, it's a different thing. Yeah, that also happened the same year. That I could say was fake. I could see that as being fake.
That was real. I believe Steve Harvey fucked it up like that. But the Oscars,
I believe the Miss America wanting to do something to get hits and likes. Yeah.
So
I have it saved in my favorites.
So yeah. So are you gonna watch Parasite now that it won Best Picture?
I was gonna watch it today.
And then
I was like, oh wait, I have a cruise coming up for next week. I'll watch it next week, so I have something to watch. So I saved it for next week, and then I was like, what am I not ever gonna watch on my own? And then I watched Frozen 2, and what a bore fest.
Well,
this guy's talking about bore reform over here.
Cannot believe I'm still married to you.
Please,
you're the worst.
Give me the word.
The fucking word.
Give me the word.
It's getting weird, so let's just talk about Frozen 2. I don't understand, but it makes sense for your brand that you hate it.
I don't hate it. I just think it's boring. I don't hate it.
You like the third act.
I like the third act. I liked about 10 minutes of it from when Anna realized
the truth.
Then the whole thing with the dam, the boulders.
I think you just liked it because you knew because it was over shortly after.
The water horse.
It's the water spirit.
It's called a water knock.
Oh, so
hers is better.
Missy's wrong too. That's weird.
What are you talking about?
That whole thing about her being the fifth element, I knew that was gonna happen. I called that shit. I saw it coming from a mile of fucking way. Oh, you did not see that coming? Did you not see that coming?
I did not. No.
Really?
No.
That's wow. Vanessa, you saw it coming.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's a Disney movie. We get to a point where they're all kind of the same story.
I was in the moment.
I
loved it though. I loved it. I watched it again today too, and I loved it. I cried twice like an idiot.
The funny thing is that when the whole four elements got together, and there was like one spot in the middle, in my mind, I literally. Two things happened simultaneously. One, I thought, yeah, she's going to be the fifth one. I called it. And two, I thought, aren't you a little fucking uppity? Like, you just immediately, because it wasn't glowing. It wasn't like telling her, it wasn't calling her. It wasn't playing the music to say, step into the middle. It just showed that there was a middle square. And she was like, I'm going to step right in. It's like, hold up, bitch.
I didn't see it like that.
You take that one.
I didn't see it like that at all.
I saw it that way.
I saw it as like she was in this moment and she saw the elements and they
it would have been great if there would have been another fifth element and they're like, excuse me, this is mine. That would have been hilarious. But
I saw it as the 4 elements laid themselves out, and the middle did kind of not light up like it was glowing, but there was an outline there. There was a place for her to stand. So she didn't know that it was for her to stand.
But maybe she didn't do it knowingly. Maybe she was just like, "There's an outline. I'm just gonna stand in the middle because there's 4, and it's good for Instagram." What the fuck, bro?
That would have been great. She would have taken a fucking selfie.
I don't think they have. I don't think they have selfie sticks in Arendelle.
Fifth element.
let me take a selfie.
It would have been great if she would have looked at the camera and she would have been like multi-pass.
I do like the part where like all the memories.
The Fifth Element.
I've never seen it.
Oh, wow.
I like the part where all the memories, like the water memories, were coming up, and then her memory of her singing "Let It Go," and she like cringed at the song.
Yeah,
I love that.
That was cute.
I didn't notice that, but
she was like
I think Olaf was more.
Oh my god, Olaf was the best.
Adorable this time than last time.
Nope.
I agree. I love his recaps.
I know
the recap
so cute.
The recap was good, but the recap was good. The reason I like the recap is because of the soldier's reaction. That sold it to me. I was like, "Oh, that's good. That's cool."
Who plays that soldier?
Yes, the guy from This Is Us.
His name is Sterling Brown.
Yeah, the guy from This Is Us.
Right, Sterling Brown. He was also in Black Panther. He has a career.
He was in Black. I legit didn't know he was in Black Panther.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah,
in the very beginning.
What?
No, he's not.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
No, he's
the dad's like 1,000 years old.
No, he's Michael B. Jordan's dad.
Oh, okay. Michael B. Jordan. You said the dad.
I thought you would have let me fucking finish. I would have finished my sentence, bro.
You were finished.
I fucking hate you, bro. I'm really gonna throw my fucking phone at you. I hope it cracks your head in half. God, he's so annoying.
He was also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Eat more pizza.
Do you remember who he was in Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, he was that guy. Vanessa, are you a binger or are you a week by week watcher
of
any shows in general?
It kind of depends.
Oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine came back, so in case you want to watch
she doesn't like Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh,
she doesn't like it. Not only does she not watch it, she doesn't like it.
Wow, that's a weird thing.
It's meh to me.
Yeah.
There's so much happening in this room. I don't know how to deal.
So Frozen 2 was levels below Frozen 1. Frozen 1 was better, had better music, had better everything.
I disagree. I love the music.
I violently disagree. Like, I'm not actually angry, but I feel angry when you say that. I don't know if that makes sense.
I love Kristoff's song. Into the Woods is
how cute is it?
I love that it was like the 80s, 90s style music video.
That was adorable. Or how about when they run into each other the last battle and he's like, "I'm here. What do you need?"
Yes.
Is that not porn for every woman ever?
Yes.
Fuck.
And I love that he was like,
"You really like that?" I was massively disappointed with that one. Like, "Oh, really? A fucking man needs to save her?" Wow, bro, what a
But
goal,
he
guys.
didn't.
Have we had a Freaky Friday
fucking
moment where you're me and I'm you? Because what the fuck are you saying?
I literally thought that. When she goes,
but I don't feel like he saved her.
He did not.
He saved her from being smushed, but he didn't save
I was
the
like,
day.
he literally saved her. Like,
but like not from like he didn't save her to save the movie.
No. He did save her life though. And then he called it and said, "What are you? I'm here." Yeah, bitch, I know you're here. You picked me up. I got it. You don't have to fucking tell me you're here.
I don't know. You sound very broken.
I don't know. Just because I don't like the movie Frozen 2, it was...
Yeah, but you're shitting on it in a very, like... And it's a weird way. Like, it's almost like you're mad that they survived. It would have been better if they all died, like in Rogue One.
I even went on record saying the third act is the act that I like. That's what the rest was super boring.
Happened.
The rest was super boring.
I disagree.
Well, I disagree, and
I like what
there are 1.5 billion reasons you're wrong.
I like the horse water scene. That was a cool scene.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah.
And
I bought that as a toy for my friend's daughter, Olivia's daughter, and it's so fucking cool. Like, I'm so mad I'm not a kid because the merch for this fucking movie is amazing. I wonder if they'll like add these songs into the Frozen thing at Hollywood Studios.
Oh, they're gonna have to.
It's so much fun. Even if you don't have kids, it's so fucking cathartic to go in there and just sing at the top of your lungs.
Yep.
With no shame. God, I love it.
There was a girl.
I miss Disney.
I tweeted it. I tweeted it last time I was there a year ago.
Being an adult sucks.
The girl in front of me, the girl next to me during the Frozen sing along was singing as if she thought that people from The Voice were going to turn their fucking chairs. She was singing her ass off as if there were fucking Hollywood producers in the fucking crowd. Like,
Look, okay,
she's the one. We need her. Like, calm down, lady. You're in fucking Disney World.
It's I don't know that it went that hard. Christy was with me last time I was there, but I was like, she's like, really? And I'm like, shut up, bro. I love this thing. It's so fucking cathartic. It's like,
and it's just so fun. Like the actors are fun.
That was a callback to the joke.
No, she said no. Stephanie said she's yeah, she did say not bad or something.
Yeah,
like that.
she goes, no, she's not bad. Or she's all right.
She's all right.
Yeah, that's what it was. Sorry.
And I was like,
you're all right.
All right, we'll see about that, bitch. Just let me get over my stage fright, and we'll see what happens.
Well, the only way to get over stage fright is get on stage.
I know. I'm taking improv classes.
Mm-hmm. So, the movie wasn't great. And kind of boring.
Fail.
And
questioning my marriage.
You definitely should. You should. I'm totally okay with that. We saw Suicide Squad.
I wish we would have fucking seen Suicide Squad.
We saw Harley Quinn. They changed the title now. Did you hear that?
To Yawn. Birds of Yawn.
It's now called Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey.
Oh.
Because it's getting amazing reviews critically, certified fresh. However, it's not getting good sales. It's plummeting, which sucks. I haven't spoken ill of the movie. Because I want people to go watch it, because I want people to support DC movies specifically, superhero movies in general, but DC movies specifically, because I think they get a bad rap, unjustly so. They get a bad rap.
But didn't you feel that the action sequences were slow up until?
I don't feel this movie was bad at all. I just feel if I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. I'm not just the hype by our friend Jeff, who literally said it's his favorite DC movie. And he said that emphatically. He literally said, we're half an hour in and this movie's amazing. And then literally I checked my watch at half an hour in and I was like, where's the amazing? I don't see anything amazing about it. I don't see anything bad about it either, but I didn't see anything amazing. The fight scenes were cool. I like the fight scenes.
I'm not saying that they weren't. I'm just saying I feel, honestly, the correct word is I feel underwhelmed, I guess, by the movie.
I have been too hyped.
The last 45 minutes.
I feel like it was overhyped.
The last 45 minutes, I enjoyed immensely.
20,
up until
20. I know you're saying 45, but I know I was sitting right next to you. It was the last 20 minutes.
When the apartment thing happens, there was like 45 minutes left of the movie.
What part of the apartment? I thought you were talking about when they got to the funhouse. That's when I liked it.
No,
that's when I really liked it.
Everything from the apartment explosion forward, I was in. I had a lot of fun with that, but everything before that, I was in. Didn't want to leave.
This chick is super hot.
It wasn't like Charlie's Angels, at all, or Cats. God help me. But I was there. Like I didn't think about ways of leaving, but I did turn to you at some point, and I was like, I'm kind of bored.
You literally, when you said that to me, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like I thought I was the only one. I was like, oh, thank God. And again, I was not bored, but I was saying I was in relief that I wasn't the only one that didn't find it the best thing since sliced bread. I was like, oh my God.
Well,
Jesus,
remember that I'm a tough sale. Like once I like something, it's hard for something to come along and for me to replace it. So for somebody to say like this is better than Wonder Woman, I was like, that's a brave fucking statement. But it wasn't even
better than Shazam. And I didn't even put Shazam.
Shazam is great.
I didn't even put Shazam in my top 10 of the movies of last year. I like the movie a lot, Shazam. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. I don't think it's better. I don't think Birds of Prey is better than Shazam. I don't think it's better than what was the other one?
Suicide Squad?
Aquaman. I don't think it's better. I would say that there are things about this movie that are better than Suicide Squad, such as story structure. I think the story is better than that of Suicide Squad. I think the end of Birds of Prey is better than the end of Suicide Squad. Nothing else is. I think the characters are better in Suicide Squad. I think the music is better in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but see, I liked the characters. I mean, look, this is what I told Jeff.
Rosie O'Donnell's way too fucking old to be in this movie, bro. Not for nothing.
That's fucking stupid thing to say.
I don't think it's stupid because I think her compadres, the other fellow people that she's kicking ass with are 20 years younger than her and noticeably 20 years younger than her.
Okay, well, there's a fucking problem when the expectation is just, well, they're all fucking 25, so we have to make sure, like, maybe it's because I'm like knocking on 40 soon, but I'm like over the fact that you have to be fucking in your 25 to be able to like be at your peak or fucking be able to handle something.
If everybody else, if all your contemporaries in the same situation.
But I need fucking identification. I need to fucking look at a Hispanic woman over 40 that's fucking kicking ass.
You don't have to sell me on Rosie Perez. I've been on high on Rosie Perez since fucking White Man Can't Jump. I am a Rosie Perez fan. She is camera on fucking Click. Take a pic. On Diego. Like, that's how fucking deep of my fucking Rosie Perez.
I'm talking in terms of Birds of Prey. I'm not talking about her career, whether or not she's respectable.
I love Rosie Perez. I think she was miscast in this movie. I said the same thing, and it's not because she's a woman, and it's not because she's Hispanic. And
you said Rosie O'Donnell before, and now I'm very confused.
I didn't say Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes, you did.
You may have, but I've been ignoring you here.
The listeners are now going to have to rewind a couple times.
You did, and that's why I was confused
Rosie
why
Perez.
we're talking about Rosie Perez.
That could be a good title for the episode: Rosie Perez, not
Rosie,
O'Donnell.
Which Rosie is it? But I think it's not because she's a woman. It's not because she's Hispanic. My thing is not I just don't think she just looked weird.
It didn't to me. I think Ewan McGregor's portrayal as the villain was way more unsettling than Rosie Perez being cast in this movie.
This is also true. But
I think that
one doesn't mean that the other doesn't take away from the other one. Both of these statements could be true.
Yes, they could. Except I disagree about Rosie Perez because I'm fucking over the fact that the victory lap comes only between the ages of fucking 18 and 26.
But that's not the case. You just everybody in Avengers, in the first Avengers, everybody's over 30. And it's okay because everybody's over 30. If you have one person that's 70 and everybody's 35, you go, that guy looks a little weird.
I don't know, not to me.
But you know why? Because it didn't happen. Because in these movies, everybody's your age group.
But that just happened in Birds of Prey, and it didn't fucking bother me.
It's not that it bothered me. The phrase bothered me is a strong phrase. I do think that if she was out of place, I did notice it. I did go, oh, she's out of place. Everybody else is doing fucking flips, and she's like, pow.
She's also supposed to be a cop.
Pow. Yes. She's the only one that's supposed to have fighting experience.
Just because cops flip in 6 Underground in Michael Bay movies doesn't mean that they're supposed to flip everywhere.
But do you understand how Harley Quinn is a fucking psychiatrist and she's doing all these fucking fancy kicks and nobody questions it? It's fine, right? But a cop is supposed to be doing, like, if anybody between a psychiatrist and a fucking cop is supposed to be a badass fighter, which one is supposed to be a badass fighter?
Probably the psychiatrist that's been living a life of crime with the fucking Joker for about 10 years.
Life of crime just means you shoot and kill people and steal things. It doesn't mean you know how to fight.
And she could have been trained. She could have fucking learned.
I'm not saying she couldn't have. I'm just saying that if that's the case, you know who else could have been trained? A cop. Because a cop was trained.
Okay.
It's just that when she was when she was in training, it was like they only had batons and whistles. Because she's old.
You're awful. I just hate that shit. I hate that narrative.
I don't. Whatever.
She's too old to be in the movie.
No, I didn't say she's too old. I said she looked out of place.
Okay, because she's too old compared to the rest of the cast.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's.
She's older. I didn't say too old. I said older.
Oh my god.
But sure. But you like?
You voluntarily come here.
Did you like the movie?
I didn't think you would be such a pain in the ass.
Where would you rank it in the DC?
Just today.
How many? Wait, I forget. How many do we have? It's Batman versus Superman.
There's Man of Steel, chronologically. Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, just Suicide Squad, and now this one.
Where would it rank?
Yeah. Okay, let's go one by one. Did you like this movie better than Man of Steel?
Yes.
So you like this one better than Man of Steel?
I don't remember. I haven't seen Man of Steel in a really long time.
Okay.
I know we could do it just by the parameters I usually pick by movies, so just which one I would watch again. I'm definitely watching Wonder Woman again.
Right.
Maybe tomorrow. Aquaman, I think, is a strong number 2, not just because of Jason Momoa, but just independently. What else are my options?
Batman versus Superman, Suicide Squad.
I like
Shazam.
Batman versus. Let's see. I would watch Batman versus Superman again.
You got to watch the Ultimate Edition. You haven't seen that one. You told me.
I have not. No.
You got to see that one.
I think I would watch Suicide Squad, then Birds of Prey, and then Shazam. And that hurts because I love Zachary Levi.
I love him.
In the bottom, I would guess I would put Birds of Prey, and I'm gonna rewatch it again. I would probably put it in the bottom tier, but I would watch it again. Like if I were to get it on sale, I would buy it. I enjoyed it. I just was underwhelmed. I don't even want to
watch it again.
I was underwhelmed. I was expecting a little bit more oomph, more of a pow, more of a punch, and maybe it was oversold to me a little bit, but that happens because I think I may have oversold Frozen 2 to you.
I like a lot of things about Birds of Prey. I don't love anything about Birds of Prey, but I like a lot of things.
Yeah, like I can't say anything bad about it, but I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta watch it again.
To me, this was the Baby Driver of DC movies.
That's a bold statement, sir.
Yeah. Considering the fact that Baby Driver to me that was boring and
I was really hyped about Baby Driver when it came out, like July, and then the rest of the year movies happened, and I was like, oh, okay. So that was a controversial.
But that was the first movie. That's the first 2020 movie I've seen is Birds of Prey. The only 2020 movie I've seen is Birds of Prey.
Right, me too.
So right now it makes my top 10. It's in my top 10 right
funny,
now.
Funny.
You like that? You see that?
I don't know what else is going on. Oh, did the president get impeached?
No.
Whatever. He did get impeached.
Halfway.
No, he got impeached. He just didn't get removed. But
that's why I said halfway.
Oh, my darling. Oh, going back to the Oscars for a second, there was drams because they omitted in the in memoriam. Am I saying that word right?
In memoriam.
They left out a bunch of people, including Luke Perry and Cameron Boyce.
I don't know who Cameron Boyce is.
Cameron Boyce is in Descendants.
This guy, look.
I know.
Carlos.
I know who he is. She said Descendants. The moment she said Descendants, I got who it was.
Luke Perry was...
This guy wasn't in movies.
Yeah, he was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I'm talking about the Descendants kid.
He was.
He was in movies. The Descendants is a movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Scorsese. Please explain to me the fucking parameters of movies.
It's like a Lifetime movie. Disney movies are like Lifetime movies. Yes, they're movies, I guess. Yeah.
Disney movies are not like Lifetime movies because Disney movies are occasionally good.
Are they like Hallmark movies?
No. I don't think you understand. Like Lifetime ranks over Hallmark in quality.
I don't know because I don't watch these movies.
I'm letting you know. I'm just FYI. It's like as far as quality, it's Lifetime then Hallmark.
Lacey Chazet
Chambers.
No.
Shazay is JC Shazay from NSYNC.
Lacey Chabert. Yeah. Lacey Chabert.
It's Chambers or something like that.
It's not Chambers, man.
I hear her fucking name pronounced all the time. She's a Hallmark movie star.
I understand she's a Hallmark movie star. It's not Chambers because she was in an episode of Family Guy and they literally yelled her name out 3 fucking times because she was the original voice of Meg.
Maybe as a joke.
They changed her name as a joke?
That they said it wrong as a joke.
I don't know if you know how jokes work.
Oh my god!
But that's not.
It's like
no. It's Sherbert.
Sherbert is the frozen yogurt, guys.
No, not sherbert. Sherbert.
It is Shaber, you're right.
No, but it's pronounced Chambers. It's like my last name is Saenz, but you pronounce it Sanchez. What the fuck did you just say to me?
First of all, Chambers and Sheber are kind of close, not like Sanchez and Saenz. Come, my darling, safe and sound.
I didn't know that Lacey Chabert, who is a Hallmark staple, apparently. I didn't know that either.
Show yourself.
But I didn't know.
You didn't know that she was the original voice of Meg?
Of Meg. I had no idea. Until this episode, until season 7, I'm binge
I was
watching.
yesterday years old when I found out when you told me. Yeah, she's actually kind of good in Hallmark movies. She's not the worst.
My phone's getting hot.
Are you still searching, woman?
Yes.
You want to talk into the mic? How's your day, BFF? Anything interesting going on at work?
That's hilarious.
I work for a cruise line.
So does your husband.
I know, but I work from the office. And we're fighting with a virus. It's real fun.
Lacey Chabert.
It's exhausting. It's so exhausting.
She's fighting a beer virus.
I really am. And we're not winning.
She texted me the other day. She's like, no, we have to tell them that we can't pay for their flights. I was like, oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the Imagineering documentary today, and I got to the part where they were talking about when they were building the Shanghai Disney. Mm-hmm. And I said the castle is the biggest castle they've ever built, and I'm telling you about them now. I think you should take a look at this because it will interest you. It literally has 4 floors of walkable space. So like you could go in. I'm like, yes, you go in and up, and it's like you could explore the castle. Mm-hmm. She goes, oh my god, let's go. And I was like, okay. And she goes, yeah, we could go. We get really good, we could get really cheap flights right now, and it's in fucking
really
China.
Cheap to go.
And I was like, I don't think it's a good idea. I go, yeah, but then the medical bills you're gonna have to pay. And this fucking woman has the gall. She literally said this out loud to me. She goes, oh, it's just a fucking flu. Who cares? And I was like, are you out of your fucking... Like, but she wasn't even trying to be funny. I was like...
I want to go to Shanghai Disney.
Yeah. That's what she said. It's just the... Oh, she goes,
didn't the flu roll through this house a couple of weeks ago?
It did. I survived it very well.
She got the diet version of the flu. She fucking
is that what it is?
She got flu light.
She got Publix
It was
Cola.
a day, she had a day of like, oh, I don't feel good. And then that's it. That was the fucking end of it. And I was like, really? I was literally curled up in my bed, fucking talking to God. Apologizing for shit that I've done.
He was wishing to die, and I was wishing.
I wasn't wishing to die. I just thought I was gonna. I was like, I'm so sorry. Please, I'll change my ways. Please.
Did you?
Yeah. No, I'm not changing my. But I felt better immediately, and I was like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it. Thanks. But it was.
And then the thunder came.
Boom, boom, thunder. Yeah. So.
So I was telling.
That's just a regular flu. That's like it's a regular American flu. That ain't no Chinese flu. That's no beer flu.
Well, isn't this this virus is supposed to be more of a respiratory infection?
It's a flu. It is a flu. It is.
But the symptoms are respiratory. They're not like a runny nose and it's.
Well, that would be respiratory. Runny nose would be respiratory. It's not a coughing thing. There's no coughing.
I read the symptoms of it, and the symptoms are this. I'm busy. The symptoms are the same as a regular flu.
Hey Siri, what are the symptoms of the coronavirus?
Lord have mercy.
Just gonna go put a lime in it.
Okay,
these things.
I found this on the web for what are the symptoms of a coronavirus. Check it out.
Oh really, bitch? You can't talk to me?
Nope.
Why she have to be a bitch?
Fever, cough, shortness of breath.
It's flu.
Well, I didn't really feel shortness of breath.
Well, I feel like if it would have been a coronavirus, you'd be dead by now.
Oh no, I'm saying she said it's a flu, like it's just a regular flu. I'm like I never.
Well, maybe it's like a strand. Like, didn't you have one strand and you had another one, sir?
I don't think so.
He technically didn't because his test came back negative.
My test came back negative, and then like the day after my test came back negative, I got the full force of the flu.
Yeah,
virus.
but your test would have come back positive.
Other coronavirus symptoms are runny nose, headache, cough, sore throat, fever, general feeling of being unwell.
So flu.
So it's a flu.
I feel like
that's
that
the
today.
flu.
Am I
the
dying?
only thing, shortness of breath is the only thing I didn't feel when I had the flu. Yeah, that's the only thing. From what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading here, the only difference is the shortness of breath, and that's not even at the top of the list. So
these think the purple onion can, like, if you cut it in half, will predict if you have the flu.
Well, I've heard
these saying
that if you feel like you're getting sick and you put onions in your socks, I mean, good luck. Because I would fucking burn the house down. No, I would burn the house down. Fuck that. But it's supposed to like somehow like the germs out of you.
Detoxing your body.
Yes, that's the word I was going for. I feel like the sound was better.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And detoxing your body is the same thing.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that?
I spell it Fuck spacebar YOU.
Oh, yummy.
Are you saying yummy to what I just said,
No,
or something
I'm saying
else?
yummy because I came across a picture of the crazy tostone.
Crazy Totone.
So
Where are you, video that I'm looking for?
you are the one.
Anyways, all right. So now everybody's just on their phone, just googling.
I've
shit.
been on my phone.
I know,
since
but
recently.
everybody else, including me, is just on their phone. So
I'm just responding to a text message because there's nothing. There's nothing the matter here. Hey, we haven't talked about Kobe Bryant.
oh, R.I.P.
All right.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it.
Moving on.
Fuck.
I got it. I found it super sad. Wasn't that fucking crazy? I was not the biggest Kobe Bryant fan as far as him sports wise, but as a human being and
Yes.
as a fellow father of daughters,
Human being.
I feel so bad for him. Like I feel bad for his
Awful.
wife and his daughter. She was
Awful.
only 13. Like I cried multiple times thinking
Awful.
about. That was at the peak of my flu. So like really,
It was like PMS week,
yeah,
but
it
in
was-
but in man terms.
But it was legit. Like oh, I'm sad.
I'm on the same boat. I didn't follow his career to where I feel like I lost a hero. I understand why other people do, but just on a human level, I just feel awful for that family and all the families. Of the 9 people, 3 of the people that died were from the same family. They were a family of 5. Now they're a family of 2.
Those are orphans because it's a mom and dad.
Awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's just
There was a mom and dad
and this
the
little
daughter.
girl. Yeah, the daughter.
It's
Terrible.
awful. It's terrible. Like it's pretty crazy. And then Gail
Fucked
came
it
along.
up.
That was an old interview.
No, it wasn't.
No, it
I
wasn't.
heard that it had already aired or something. I don't know.
So
Nope.
so that whole
That's what
controversy.
Oprah said.
Okay.
Well,
I don't care.
yeah, no, that line of questioning was out of line. I understand.
So Gail, for those who don't know, Gail, what's her name?
King.
Gail King interviewed Lisa Leslie, who is a former WNBA player. She is a member of the media now. She calls games for the WNBA. She interviewed her, Gail King. So after the death of Kobe Bryant, and she brought up the topic of in 2003, I believe it was, Kobe Bryant had a rape charge called against him, and from Denver, Colorado, from a girl who worked at a hotel that he was staying at in Denver, Colorado. Those charges were dropped, and they settled out of court or whatever.
And he bought his wife a bomb-ass ring.
But he was the first celebrity to buy the "I'm sorry I fucked up" huge diamond ring.
That's purple.
It started with him. Was it purple or was it canary yellow? Who was the canary yellow one?
J-Lo.
Okay.
But she bought herself that one.
Wasn't that from Diddy?
No,
Or
she
Ben?
bought that one like a week after she officially broke it off with Ben Affleck. She wore it to the Oscars. I'm not a fan or anything, but
So, anyway, so I was saying,
there was a case.
So there was a case. It's just from 2003, and Gayle King, in talking to Lisa Leslie, brought it up, and Lisa was like, "Well, that's not the person I knew. Like the person I knew, wouldn't do that. You know, he the person I knew was he would never do that." And then Gayle said, "Well, you wouldn't know because he wouldn't do it in front of you. He would never do that in front of you." And
So far, she hasn't said anything that's false.
not incorrect. These are not
Okay.
factually. No one is accusing her of being factually incorrect.
Right.
The accusation and the anger and the backlash came from being
Bringing it up now.
tone deaf.
Yeah. Bringing it up now.
Being
was-
out, like within a week of him dying.
It's not.
You're
I
bringing
think
it up
it's
to
like
his
2
actual
weeks, but
fucking
yeah.
friend. No, like this happened February 4th. And he died the week. February 2nd was the Super Bowl, and he died the Sunday before the Super Bowl. So we're literally talking about
10 days, yeah.
9 days after he died. Like that's not okay.
Yes. And that's where I would criticize her is that, and I think.
And to her friend.
So
you're not bringing this up to a panel of journalists to let's talk what's the moral ramification here, what should we talk about it as a society, or should we you're bringing it up to a friend. I pass away, Missy, and 9 days later somebody interviews you about me and brings up my past indiscretions 9 days after I died, you'd be like, why are you bringing this shit up to me for, motherfucker?
And I agree with you. And I look, I am on board with that. It was tone deaf. It wasn't necessary. It's not a necessary line of questioning right now. It's irrelevant in terms of, and just forget about from a macro, like, global people are mourning their hero death, just out of fucking respect for his family.
His friend.
Yeah.
No, but his family.
Right. Mm-hmm.
His family. Like, that's just, now is not the time. It's not to dismiss the fact that it happened or it wasn't an issue that was.
Again, if she brought this up to a panel of journalists that did not know him personally, I'm okay with that.
Right. So what I was going to say is that, well, I'm sorry. What was the name of the lady that she was interviewing?
Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie made a point. She's like, the media has had this many years to talk about this and dissect the case. Why are we talking about it now? I agree with that. If you had any follow-up questions about the case or that whole situation, you could have talked to him when he was around. He's not around anymore. It's not to devalue the fact that the case doesn't exist. It did exist. It's unfortunately gonna be like a line in his bio forever. But, you know, unfortunately for him and the girl involved, to be fair. But, you know, at the end of the day, this, like, right now, on a human level, it was out of line for her to bring that up. Now, I don't know. I just Kirk Douglas died too. Kirk Douglas also had a legendary Hollywood career, and everyone had was fawning over him when he passed away, and for rightfully so. He is also accused of sexual assault, and I think that now is definitely not the time to have this conversation for any parties. I'm not just talking about Kirk Douglas, but like anybody that were to pass away right now. Is not respectable to bring up something that they can't themselves defend or answer for, because it's they should be the ones to answer for.
Here's my gray opinion about what you just said. I know I'm cutting you off, but like, you're gonna move on to something else.
I'm not. I'm trying to finish my point.
Okay.
I was just going to say that I find it a little problematic that we are so quick to hold celebrities, heroes, sports heroes, actors, wherever your hero umbrella spreads, to such a degree where we're not allowed to bring it up. Now is not the time. I don't even think there might be a right time, to be fair. But to pretend like he didn't have problems, like there are articles that came out also about his Kobe Bryant, specifically his legacy, that isn't all great. Wasn't this is going off of stuff I'm reading, not stuff that I actually believe or followed. But didn't he have, when he was a player, didn't he get shit for being greedy with the ball or something like that, or kind of being arrogant?
Yeah.
And right.
Oh, super arrogant.
Right. So
that's that mama mentality.
Right. So I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say. I definitely think that she was out of line for bringing it up. But also on the flip side of that, it is something that happened. Definitely not something that needs to be discussed right now, but not something that should be ignored forever.
Like I said, I would have been okay with her bringing it up to a panel of journalists and like people like, hey, we're having a discussion of like this discussion right now, like on this podcast. When is it appropriate to talk about this? Is it appropriate to talk about this? Like having this open discussion, I'm okay with. Bringing that up to a personal friend of his within 9 days of him passing, I don't think that's appropriate.
And also,
and this isn't, and again, this is not I think there's a gray area when you said you should never, like, if somebody dies, you shouldn't bring it, like there's a mourning window or whatever. Here's my gray area. If they're going through a trial right now, give you the example, right? Let's say Harvey Weinstein dies right now, today. If you interview Harvey Weinstein's friends and family tomorrow, I don't think that's a bad thing to bring up. I don't think it's, let me rephrase that. I don't think it's inappropriate to bring up because he's going through it right fucking now. But if he went through this in 2000, Kobe Bryant went through this in 2003.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's been in hiding. It's not like, oh, the public hadn't seen him since his rape charge in 2003.
Last year.
He won an Oscar last year. He's been in the public spotlight his entire life.
Right.
So that to me is like, if Harvey Weinstein dies today and tomorrow you want to bring up his charges, I'm okay with that because he's currently going through it right fucking now. It has not been 15 years of
what it feels like when and I agree with you. I 100% agree with you because what it feels like is that from a super cynical perspective, right? Everyone is in unison is praising him and sorry about his death and all of that, right? So the headline, you're like, from a journalist, air quote, I use the term very generously, but if from a journalist perspective, your headline is not really going to get attention if you're just going along with everyone mourning.
So just going against the grain.
So going against the grain gives you ratings, gives you a trend on Twitter, causes drama with Gayle King, causes Oprah to speak. All of that shit is momentum. All of that shit is traffic. It's people talking about it, like you and I. Yeah. So in a very cynical perspective, I'm not okay with it because I feel that it's for that. It's just to go against the grain and do something and report a different angle from a story that truly at this moment only has the angle that the man is dead and 8 other people died, including his daughter, and this family that was a family of 6 is now a family of 4, like that. Like that's the story we need to talk about right now.
So Gayle King went on her, I believe, Instagram.
Yeah, she did an Instagram video. I watched it.
And she
blamed CBS, which was a bad move.
I don't think it was a bad move. You know why I don't think it's a bad move? Because CBS then corroborated her story. CBS then said that all right, so what Gayle said is that the conversation that she had with Lisa Leslie was hours long, and they talked about a variety of different topics, and she was upset. It was CBS when they cut the promo, that's the only conversation. That's they focused on that,
and they took it out of context.
And it took it out of context because it was within a wider array of topics that went on for hours.
Right.
CBS. She literally called out CBS and said, I don't know why CBS did this. They shouldn't have done that. That's blah, blah, blah. And CBS has since gone on record and said, this is what happened. Gayle King had a conversation with Lisa Leslie for hours. They talked about a wide variety of different topics, and we unfortunately, whoever put together the clip, CBS said that they've been dealt with, or whatever the fuck, whoever cut the clip, that it should have never been cut that way.
Right. So
that should never have been the promo for the conversation.
But again,
but you're right.
From a cynical perspective,
no, it's not cynical. It's honest. It's just obvious from the. If I'm CBS, guess what? You can apologize for it, but you did that shit on purpose because that's what's gonna get fucking hits.
Well, yeah, because that didn't go out without approval.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time you fucking talked about CBS so much? Like, not in a while.
R. Kelly.
Right, but that was also Gayle King.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You know what I mean? So, but I just think, oh my god, these fucking men. I just think that it's just really suspicious timing to bring this up right now. I don't think that we should negate that is an unfortunate, like, bullet point. Very, very.
Did you see what Snoop Dogg's response was?
Yeah, but okay. So here's the other side. I'm totally on board that if she was out of line.
She was out of pocket.
Like bad taste, bad timing, all of that.
Yeah, you out of pocket.
However, does it merit death threats?
No. Nothing merits death threats.
You're right.
Nothing.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care if you go on if you go on record and be like, the KKK has strong points, has some strong arguments here. I think the Aryan race is a superior race.
You are entitled to your opinion.
You are entitled to your opinion.
Even though it's a fuck-ass opinion.
Also, the people who say, hey, fuck you, are entitled to their opinion.
Correct.
So we're all fine. I don't think any sense of words entitle death threats.
Correct.
I don't. So, that's just like you get. And I don't. After my children, I adore my children. If somebody were to say anything negative about my children or like threaten my children, it's gonna get a fucking reaction out of me. But there doesn't need to go to that level of death threats.
Right.
Like there's that.
So that's what I'm saying is that. So I think on a bigger scale, like just from a cultural perspective,
is she getting death threats though? Like I know Oprah said that.
No. She is. She had to hire bodyguards and a security team and everything.
Now here's the cynical part of me. I think that's bullshit. I don't think she feels threatened. I think that she hires a bodyguard or a team of security guards because this is a cynical me. I guess let cynical me speak. My cynicism is that I don't think she actually feels threatened, like her life is threatened. I'm not saying she's not getting death threats. I did question it, but I'm not saying she didn't. I think she doesn't actually feel threatened. Her life doesn't feel endangered. I feel as if she's playing this up now. Because now I want to be the victim because I want this. The quickest way for this to go away is for me to play the victim and my best friend, Oprah Winfrey, to go, well, best friend,
I don't know.
in quotes.
I don't know that it's playing the victim when you feel like your life is in danger.
I think that
it's like the same kind of reaction if I had a mace can and I'm walking to the car and I feel like my life is in danger. I'm going to reach for the mace can. It may or may
not the same scenario. What I'm saying is I think she is playing up the fact that she's getting all this backlash because she doesn't want to be a bad guy. She fucked up. She realizes she fucked up. She doesn't want to be the bad guy.
But did she fuck up or did CBS fuck up?
No, she fucked up.
How did she fuck up if CBS just admitted to cutting the fucking interview a certain type of way?
She didn't cut the interview. They didn't cut the interview. They cut the promo.
That's what I meant. They cut the promo.
The interview was going to air regardless. The only difference is that now 1 billion people have seen that one clip.
Right.
How many of those people have actually seen the entire interview?
Nobody's going to see it.
So nobody's going to see it. That's my whole point. So they didn't apologize for cut. It's not. They didn't say we cut the conversation.
I meant the cut promo. I didn't mean that they cut the interview the wrong way. I'm saying that they cut the promo, but they cut the promo the wrong way to fucking. No?
You just said no. You said that no. You said that they cut it that way on purpose to get hits. And I agree with you.
I'm saying that how is it her fault?
It's not her fault.
That she's getting death threats.
But it's not her fault. I just don't believe that she actually believes her life is in danger. I believe that she's playing up the fucking fact that now, look, I have to get security guards. Please leave me alone so that people can feel bad for her. So be like, oh, just leave her alone. She's getting death threats.
Well, I don't know. It's bad timing because Oprah herself has been getting shit for
the Michael Jackson thing still?
No, for Russell Simmons. And she actually walked away from the documentary, but not because she was getting shit for it. Just the...
What happened with this? I don't know.
So she it wasn't her production company that was putting this documentary together, but she jumped on the creative project, I guess, to give it some kind of oomph.
Mm-hmm. But what was the project?
It's a documentary about the Russell Simmons accusers. He has accusers.
I don't know how Russell Simmons. I didn't know.
Yeah, he has accusers. He stepped down from his businesses a couple years ago.
Really?
It was around the Harvey Weinstein. He was one of the 71 men that post Weinstein.
Is that the actual number? 71?
Yeah, I looked it up.
That's a lot.
Well, like, I don't know if you knew this, but I'm in grad school and I had a guy come in for school, the guy from the Equal Employment Opportunity Committee, which is basically where you go to file a claim if you feel that you've been harassed at work. Mm-hmm. And long story short, they had the data about how sexual harassment is so pervasive in the workplace, but didn't really have a platform to go to Congress until the Harvey Weinstein story broke, and then from that the floodgates. And he told me, he said 71. He said 71, and I was like, that can't be right. And I googled it, and motherfucker, it was 71 people. And then they have like an outline.
What is this guy, a professional? He knows what he's doing?
Yeah. He fucking almost like he has the data.
This guy literally works with statistics and stats, and
it's
you're like,
because he has a peen.
No, it's because at that time
did you think it was less?
No, at the time there was just such a flurry of every fucking other day there was somebody else that was getting like fucked over. So
as long as Matt Lauer stays safe, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Right.
Damn it.
So
what a dirtbag, huh? Jesus Christ.
You know, a good show for you to watch if you want to is The Morning Show, which is kind of the same premise where Steve Carell plays like a Matt Lauer that gets fired, and it's a very interesting watch. But anyway, so he said that.
But did you think it was less originally? 71. When you heard the number 71, did you think, fuck, that's too high?
No, I couldn't. I actually, it felt like more. You
thought it was going to be more?
Yeah, because it just felt like at that time
71 is a lot.
I know, but
that's like Cosby times 2.
I know, but
that's awful.
The headlines didn't stop for.
Actually, what was the number for Cosby? Do you know the number for Cosby?
I don't know.
It's a fucking lot, though.
It's a lot.
It's not that's actually not even accurate.
I want to say it was in the 50s.
I don't know.
How many
Which was funny because the guy's like, do you have any questions when he was done doing his presentation?
And every woman raised her hand.
No, I fucking rose my hand real fast. And I was like, so you have the data and what did you do with it? And he's like, well, we took
60.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was close.
You were close. I thought I was going to be like 48, 49. Yeah, 60.
He's like, so the guy's like, we had the data, and once the Weinstein story broke, we Congress asked for testimony or whatever. So they went to Washington, and Congress, ready for this shit. This shit made me, I actually laughed out loud when he said, they presented the data, they explained, they proposed their suggestions, and then Congress said, okay, well, we want you to come to Capitol Hill and train 16,000 employees of Capitol Hill. And I started cackling. Respectfully. I don't know if I pulled it off, but I promise it was respectfully. And then I was like, I said, did they say to send anyone to the White House? And then the whole room started laughing, and he cackled a little. He's like, that's funny. And I was like, in my head, I'm like,
That's
did
not
they?
an answer.
I'm like, did they? So
can you answer her question, sir?
Yeah. And then I asked him something else, which was interesting, because I said to him, Harvey Weinstein's lawyer, and this is true, Harvey Weinstein's lawyer is a female who was handpicked to defend him because her entire legal career has been defending.
Or every lawyer's handpicked, but yeah. But you're talking about specifically.
Well, yeah, because she's
had a track record.
Her entire defendants have always been accused sexual predators, and she's kind of good at it. So that
she fucking sleep with her. So honestly, fucking.
And that with the fact that I hear that the jury is half is made up of like half of white men, I'm very skeptical that he's.
You know how they chose the jury? They put Eminem on, and then if they didn't bob their head, they're like, we want that guy.
That feels like that makes a lot of sense.
To be fair,
that's way funnier than either one of you are giving it credit for, so I'm going to laugh harder. It's good.
To be fair, when they pick a jury, it's supposed to be a jury of your peers. He's a white man.
No,
So
actually,
you would no.
Yes, but my professor who's
do we have any millionaire white men?
wait, no, but
No, they don't go to jury duty.
My professor for my HR law is actually a lawyer, like as right now, actively, not like
lawyer?
retired. And she explained the whole jury pool selection, and she's like, you're gonna want, like, your goal as an attorney is to get your client off,
right?
Or if you're prosecuting, to convict them. So it's gonna behoove you, like if you're trying a case for a guy who killed 3 kids and your mom, they don't want you on the jury.
Yeah.
So if you're,
I learned that from the Devil's Advocate.
if you're Harvey Weinstein and you're a white
You're gonna
guy
want more white
who's
men.
sitting on top of the hierarchy of the patriarchy with all this money, you're gonna want white guys in your jury. So strategically, it makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I did bring this up to this guy, and his answer was a little like annoyed me a smidge, because he's like, even he has another case in LA, so he, even whatever happens with this case in New York, he has to go to LA for another case. But no matter what, his life is over. He's no longer Miramax, he's no longer producing, he's lost all his companies and everything, so he it's already over for him. And I was like, I kind of don't want a consolation prize for justice when it comes to this shit, especially since this specific guy was the reason why all of the Time's Up Me Too thing popped off afterwards. It's kind of going to be like pointless if, in my humble opinion, if the person who started this revolution of like, oh, no more, and this is not gonna, we're not gonna stand for it anymore, walks out not guilty and just gets to go home and be rich and white for the rest of his life. Like, I kind of need I need the guilty verdict. And that's just me as a spectator. I'm not even one of the victims, so
I agree with you, friend.
I don't know. It's I don't really want consolation prize for this.
It's weird that when I Googled how many accusers does Bill Cosby have, you know how usually when you Google something, it's like, here's an article, we found an article, we just heard it, we found an article, and you kind of have to sift through. Google, the first thing that it says, it just says 60. Like, that's it. There's no article, there's no hyperlink, it just says 60. And it says, Cosby has been accused by 60 women. That's like
if you go.
Google's like, we've heard this one before.
This is a fact.
Yeah.
If you Google like Easter 2020, it just gives you the date, like that kind of the data that
like,
you're.
What's today's date? And it gives you the fucking date. Like it doesn't give you a link to then a calendar to then look up the fucking date. That's what it does. It's like, how many women has Cosby's like, we got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
We got you.
I know what you
got
want.
you.
I know what you're looking for. Yeah, you're not the first.
It's a weird world.
But the trailer for Wonder Woman 2 came out. Oh my god.
Again?
No, we just saw it in theaters. I saw it for the first time in theaters.
Oh, you did see it the first time in theaters.
It was so fucking good.
It looks so good.
Jesus Christ.
Man, I really hope they don't fucking let me down because I'm going to cry and cry and cry.
So I don't see how they can miss. Patty Jenkins is just so fucking great.
I love the whole vibe, her uniform, everything. No, there's already people that are like, I don't like this about the trailer.
Oh, duh. They're men.
Come on, man.
Hey, man, I'm a man. And that trailer was fucking amazing. What trailer was it that we saw right after that? I literally, after the Wonder Woman trailer, I go, oh my God, I need a towel. Jesus. And then she goes, ew. And I was like, relax. I just meant ejaculated. And then right after that, another trailer came out. What trailer was it?
I don't know, but you were crying in one of them.
Oh, it was a trailer with Ben Affleck. That was the one with Ben Affleck's a basketball coach.
Yeah, Ben Affleck as a basketball coach.
A high school basketball coach. And it's so inspirational. The fucking trailer is so inspirational. Like,
I turned to him and I'm like, you okay? He's like, shut up, I'm not crying.
I was like, I got teary-eyed. I got my eyes.
Because you're a big fan. You're a big Ben Affleck fan, though.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit. He could do no wrong.
He can do.
In the movies. He could do no wrong in the movies.
He could do wrong in the movies.
I haven't seen a movie of his that he was off for.
Have you seen Geely?
Yes. I don't think he was off for it.
You're going to blame Jennifer for it?
I don't even think that movie's all that bad.
It's not. It's just the Bennifer thing was so big that it had no chance.
Yeah, we were so fucking over the Bennifer thing.
It was a decent
fine.
movie.
It wasn't a bad movie at all. I don't think that movie was bad. Glitter's a bad movie.
Awful.
Glitter's a bad movie.
And Mariah was the first fucking cassette, not even CD Kids cassette that I ever fucking bought. And when I didn't see it in the theaters, but when I rented it in Blockbuster, I was like,
humble brag.
I was like 20 minutes in, and I was like, oh no, like I get the breakdown now because this is fucking awful.
Yeah. No. That should be a sound effect that I download. I should write that down.
Mr. Superman, no here.
No.
Tengo hambre.
Consuela, there's pizza.
No,
don't do it, BFF.
All right. I'm gonna tell you. I just had to write down Consuela. No sound effects. What was I saying? Something right now. Fuck. Oh yeah, Ben Affleck. Yeah. There's. Again, Glitter was bad. Usually wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as people think it was.
You know
what? I'll be honest with you. I'd rather watch Gigli again than Gigli again than watch Jersey Girl. And I saw Jersey Girl like 6 months ago.
Have you seen Argo? You've seen all his shit?
Argo's amazing, yeah. I don't know if I've seen all his shit, but I've seen a lot of his shit. Was it
Triple Frontier?
Yep. Saw that one like 2 weeks ago.
Live by Night?
Yep.
I'm going through the ones that you probably haven't seen because I know the ones you have seen. You saw Runner?
No.
To the Wonder?
I've to the wall. To the
sweat drops
on my balls. No, I don't know what that is.
He's just not that into you?
Yep. He played the nice guy there.
Yeah.
Did you remember that fucking?
It was a strange. It was a stretch for him.
I do.
He's Jennifer Aniston's
boyfriend, and then he put a ring in the fucking pocket, and she was like,
no,
and she literally, and then that was a great scene.
No, it was not a good. No, I'm sorry. If your shtick is to make me take
the shorts that you hate,
my own goddamn engagement ring out of cargo shorts.
But what is the difference between that and like you put the ring in fucking chocolate cake and you took the ring out of a chocolate cake?
That's cute.
How's that different?
Because cargo shorts are the fucking worst.
But that's the whole point. The whole inside joke was that she hated those shorts.
Okay, well, thank you for explaining to me the point of the proposal.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was awful.
And he treated her great. And like he was like at her dad's wake, he was like washing dishes and doing all this shit there.
The dad doesn't die, bro.
He had a heart attack.
Oh, he had a heart attack. Right. And then that was a great line. Like you're more of a husband than those real husbands are to their wives.
Right.
That was a great fucking line.
Okay.
You just don't like the guy, so you're not gonna give him.
No,
any credit.
I don't. The cargo fucking pants. I'm sorry, cargo
They're shorts.
whatever.
They're shorts.
Okay, I'm so
Either way,
close
they're
to
awful.
It's not that I don't like him. I don't know. Tiene cara.
Yeah, you don't like him. I get it. So what was the other movies? That's it? Is that it?
Well, I went through the list of things I know for sure you like. I thought maybe you hadn't, because I know if you saw Batman versus Superman, and I know you saw Gone Girl, and I know you saw Suicide Squad, and The Accountant, and
I just saw The Accountant last week, 3 days ago.
I've never seen it, but I wanted to see it.
It's so
but
fucking
because
good.
of Anna Kendrick, not because of him. I'm fucking awful. What else?
Oh, are you back on the Brad Pitt bandwagon? Were you one of those I hate Brad Pitt because he
lost my respect, but no.
Did he get it back now that they're dating again?
No, they're not dating again.
But they're gonna be dating again.
No, that's no. I don't. That's not good. That would be terrible.
I did not want them to break up, but I don't want them to get back together.
I hope they get back together.
No.
They were seeing like canoodling.
First of all, not canoodling. He held her hand, and not even boyfriend girlfriend hand, like an affectionate, like no.
Oh yeah. Because I go around holding other women's hands just randomly.
Better not, motherfucker.
Exactly. See that? See that? That's a big fucking deal, dude.
Okay.
And if you do that in public, what are you doing in private? Ooh, God, I hope they get back together.
No. Just so you can see a bunch of people get mad.
So I can see a bunch of fucking women fucking take back their fucking words and eat their own shit, and they go,
I would be really disappointed in Jennifer
actually, let me tell you something. Out of everyone that I know, and I know a lot of women who would be that basic, everyone is fucking 100%, including me, against them getting back together.
Right. But
so you're
when
talking
it happens,
mad shit.
But when it happens, I'm gonna fucking love
no,
it.
at all.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the women who are gonna be that, who are gonna walk back their fucking words and be like,
those
are good together.
Yeah,
I'm so
but because those are the pendejas that will fucking that want a sucker happy ending for a bullshit love story.
And those are the women I'm gonna be laughing at. I'm gonna be laughing at the pendejas. Let me laugh at the fucking pendejas, bro.
No.
Why? Why do you care that I laugh at pendejas?
Because it's my prerogative.
Exactly. Can't fucking wait.
My Stephanie asked me this. She's like, because a couple weeks ago I did say something like I thought it was cute. Their moment at the, I think it was Golden Globes or the SAG Award, something like that.
SAG Award.
That picture that's fucking went viral. I thought it was cute, but I didn't think it was cute because she was like, you don't really want them to get back together. I think she was like concerned like on a personal level. And I was like, no, what I'm enjoying, first of all, I really like that he's had like, I don't think he had like a redemption year because he's been fucking Brad Pitt the whole time.
Yeah. He still looks like him.
But I feel like his whole thing with like he's apparently
I don't feel he's aging that great.
He reportedly
I said the same thing to you. Remember? I said, "Fuck, he's old."
I mean, he still looks good.
No, he looks good for his age now. Now we have to add that line. Leo still looks good.
Yeah, George Clooney still looks good.
George Clooney still looks good. Brad Pitt, we have to add the line for his age.
No, I don't. I think
do.
he looks. I think he looks handsome as is.
I know he's still handsome. Nobody's taking away the fact that he's still handsome, but he's not aging like Clooney did. He's not aging
that's because
like
he went to
Leo
rehab.
did.
He's probably fucking done more drugs or more fucked up shit than at the other ones. Because remember, all of that shit ages you. So
Leo's been known as a huge party dude.
that's what I'm saying is that he reportedly went to rehab and got his shit together and like he's sober now and so I'm really happy for him in that respect. I never was somebody that was like, oh, I'm not gonna watch his movies just because of what like of the breakup. I did lose respect for him.
Vanessa's that girl.
I did.
Yeah, I
She hasn't seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith for that reason.
Right.
I refuse to watch it.
I lost mad respect for him in my young 20-year-old brain because it was like royally fucked up what he did to her, and I dragged the F out of fucked up on purpose because it was just fucked up what he did to her. But it seems like in his full circle moment, like I guess through rehab and actually like whatever work
And
he
age.
did on that and age
Living.
and going through all the shit that he went
And
through.
having to adopt 17 kids.
3. He had 3 with her and then the other 3 were adopted. But anyway, out of just age, just life fucking teaches you shit that you're not really going to be able to learn unless you go through it. I find it very satisfying to see the affection for her in his eyes, especially knowing all the shit that he put her through. Like just as a member,
He's grown as a human.
as a member of the First Wives Club, that's very
Did he
satisfying
hug
to
him
watch.
like a human?
He hugged her like a human.
So
hugged her like a human.
that's my perspective. I don't think they're gonna get back. If they did, whatever. Like I hope not. I really hope not, because it would be fucking stupid
praying.
for her.
I'm praying.
But yes, but it would be a fucking shit show.
Why would it be stupid of her? I got like everything you just said. He grew as a person. He fucked up, right? So what if he acknowledges he fucked up? What if he apologized? What if all of that life? Everything
Forgiveness.
you just said.
Yes.
Everything you just said. Why would it be completely wrong for her to accept that for another human being that she cares about?
She can accept the forgiveness.
And why would it be dumb of her, quote unquote, dumb of her, if she forgave him and got back with him?
Because he still humiliated
Rachel's
the
mom
shit out
said
of
it.
you.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Well, okay.
No, not that part. But just because
Thank you guys for stepping on it. Appreciate it.
the level of global fucking humiliation that she endured.
But if she's over it, why do you care?
Because she needs to set an example, Nary Signs.
To whom?
No, I don't think
all
she
the girls.
No, I don't think she needs to. I don't think she needs to set an example. But I care because it would just. I don't think that
if she forgives him, if she's okay with the humiliation, not okay with, but if she got over the humiliation and she got over that, and she forgave him for globally humiliating her, then why should anybody else? Why should her personal friends care? Much less strangers.
I don't think that my opinion has any kind of value whatsoever in this scenario. Don't think she thinks about me as much as I think about her. But
no, she doesn't think about me as much as I think about her.
I think that I don't know. I just I don't want to get personal. I just think that it would be really fucked up.
But I think every scenario is different. Every situation is different.
I hate to use you have to go through it card, but you kind of have to go through it card. I'm gonna use that card.
You should. That's your
because I don't know.
I'm saying it's like when it's one of those things like you know when you like my mom used to say this to me all the time before I had kids years upon years ago. I used to tell her something like, Mom, I don't have to call you when I fucking get there. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-up. I don't have to fucking call you. And she used to tell me, you don't understand because you don't have kids. And I would be like, well, there's nothing I can say to that. I have no response to that because that's the ace in the hole, because I'm like, I got nothing for that because I'm not a father. So how would I know if that's even accurate or not accurate, right? So when you kind of have to go through there. I'm like, well, I haven't been through. Well, technically I have, but not as a spouse. So I'm like,
I can put you through it if you want.
Oh, please, God.
I think that
let me fucking know. The new album is going to be called the Divorce Album. It's going to be amazing.
I think that there's
shit I couldn't say when I was married. Oh, that's a good title too.
I think that their forgiveness is, I know it's super cheeseball, but it's true. Forgiveness benefits you more than it does the person that you're forgiving. I don't think that forgiveness automatically gets you a seat at the table in my life. I'm just talking like
it doesn't mean I agree. I don't think automatic. I don't think nothing is automatic or a given.
I
just think that if they Brad and Jen worked through it, then I don't think anybody should fucking have an opinion about that.
There will be opinion. But they're public figures, so they're by default they have to.
I think the only people that should have opinions about it are their personal friends. Because that's, and I think, as if you're my friend, you, Missy, are my friend, and you go through whatever you go through in your life, I'm gonna have an opinion about it because I care about you and because you're my personal friend and I know you. I don't give a fuck about celebrities, and if they work their own shit out and they fucking whatever the fuck they want to do, and they went through the fucking church of no sé qué, whatever the fuck, dude.
I don't know. I just can't imagine. I don't know. I don't have an imagination that extends far enough where I could imagine her being okay with. I think they definitely made amends. I feel like whatever he went through with his rehab or therapy or whatever, like they've definitely hashed out that entire situation and like they've made amends. He owed her a huge fucking apology and like maybe like 1 million Bentleys in fucking I'm sorry's, but and again,
it's not bad. Jesus.
I don't think that it's and I guess to your point, it's just you would have to be in that situation where you would have to decide whether or not it was enough to give another go.
Is your shirt backwards?
No.
It looks like there used to be a design on there.
There's a kitty cat.
Oh, I couldn't. I just I can't see. I can't. It looked like there was a shadow of something that used to be there, or maybe it was backwards.
Inside out.
I get it. Inside out is what I meant. Yeah.
So that's what I think about that.
All right. Well, thank you for checking us out. This has been
so this is how we're
bro.
ending it.
This is what are you gonna? This has been Uncomfortable, bro. By I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Relax. Why are you looking at that face? Why are you looking with that face?
Oh my God, I'm gonna hurt you so bad.
Don't make... Oh, my God.
Estás de pinga. Estás de pinga.
Be careful before I give you the back of my hand.
The what? The what?
The back of me hand.
Because
you're a pirate now?
It's Irish.
I was on the phone today, and I was talking to my coworker.
Oh yeah, she started acting all fucking badass in front of her coworker. She was like, "Oh, you shut the fuck up before." And like,
I didn't say that at all.
I don't remember what you said, but you said something to me that you've never said to me in your fucking life.
I said it's fine because Neri's here, so you can go, and then he'll go pick up the kids, so I don't have to go.
No, it wasn't that part.
Yes, it was. And then all of a sudden you were like, "What did you say? You acted all tough."
No, I said
I'm the Homer Simpson gift right now, hiding in the fucking grass.
I said, "Who are you talking to?"
That's why what you said made no fucking sense.
I said, "Who are you talking to?" And you said, "Don't you worry about who I'm talking to," or some crazy shit like that. Where I was like, "Who the fuck are you out of your?"
Who else would I be talking to? It's one of my coworkers.
And I was like,
"There's 4 of them."
And she.
I don't know anybody.
And then I said, "Don't make me." What was it that I said? Don't make me. You don't want to feel the back of my hand. And she lost her.
I thought you misspoke. I didn't know you were being Irish.
Scottish, technically. It's from
Whatever.
Braveheart. It's a line from Braveheart, but whatever.
I didn't know you were being Scottish.
Okay, but it also sounds like something Jack Sparrow could say.
Oh, yeah, well, he's a drunk, so yeah, Irish. Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
Pirate.
That's another thing we didn't talk about.
What?
Was the justice for Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we want to go that deep since it's already... We've already talked about rape and death and forgiveness and divorce.
Yeah, that's going to be the title of the episode.
What?
Rape and forgiveness and anger and fights. Oh my.
Please don't do that.
No, I won't. All right, so thank you guys for checking us out. This has been the What's Up Bro podcast. Check out Missy's writing at Missy the Writer.
On Instagram and TikTok, even though I have no videos because I only go on there to watch videos.
Me too.
Of dogs and cats.
Dogs and pranks and cats. And babies. Basically, I have like a 6th grader's algorithm, but it's fun. And it's fun.
All right. And are we still selling cookies?
Yes. You can email me. Nobody's emailed me, though.
Okay. But you don't really say that. If you say that, then nobody's going to do it.
Email me, people. geekbrocookiemom@gmail.com.
geekbrocookiemom@gmail.com. And then check out my podcast. Check out my podcast. Check out my comedy page, naryscience.com or whatwashisname.com. If you're on Instagram and you don't follow me, because I'm trying to grow my Instagram followers. So make sure you guys check that out. That's how winning is done. Pop culture, and it's funny, motherfucker.